Here's what happened at Valkenswaard, the second round of the FIM MX2 MX1 Motocross World Championship. On pole was Jeffrey Hurlings from his teammate Ken Roczen and Tommy Searle, but it was Hurlings who stormed into the lead in moto number one. Roczen had a bit of work to do. He's down around 5th or 6th position with the factory Kawasaki's of Max Anstey and Tommy Searle. But as the race wore on, Tommy Searle was on the charge. He was bringing Arnold Tonus with him as well on the Yamaha. And pretty soon it was all eyes up front as the battle for the lead ensued. Jeffrey Hurlings had a 4-second advantage at one point, but Ken Roczen went after the young Dutchman and then made this mistake here and threw away the opportunity at a possible victory, leaving Jeffrey Hurlings to go unchallenged for the remainder of the race. A little bit further back, we had Arnold Tonus moving up past Gauthier Paul, and that was into 5th position. And then Tommy Searle, who was in 3rd, found himself being challenged with a few laps to go from the Swiss rider Tonus. In the end, though, no one was a match for Hurlings. Roczen was 2nd, Searle was 3rd. In the MX1 Race 1, all eyes were on defending champion Tony Cairoli, but also, more importantly, on Belgian Suzuki's. It was Clément de Sale, the series leader after the first round, but he was nowhere to be seen. Instead, it was Steven Frossard who was up there challenging with Evgeny Bobryshev and Max Nagel. Nagel went through aggressively on the Russian. Frossard was in there in 3rd. He was 2nd in the championship at this stage of the race, tying on points with de Sale. But a little bit further back, Tony Cairoli, well, he didn't make the best start, but he found himself around about 4th at the end of the 2nd lap. And then he found a way up the inside of Max Nagel, who moved him into 3rd place. So Cairoli was in 2nd, and then he found a way past Frossard. Cairoli now led. Frossard was in 2nd, but he looked like he was going to fade back into the clutches of Max Nagel. But in the end, Cairoli went on to win from Frossard with Nagel 3rd. MX2, race 2, and once again Jeffrey Hurlings needed a good start. So too did Tommy Searle and Ken Roczen, and that's exactly what Roczen got. So too did Nicolas Oban. A few riders crashed going around the first turn, but as the riders came through out onto the first straightaway, it was Ken Roczen and Jeffrey Hurlings who were pretty much side by side. This is what the crowd wanted to see, and the massive crowd here went wild. Roczen moved over for Hurlings on the first lap, but guess what? Round this left-hander and down the next straight, Hurlings got it all wrong. The bike folded on him, threw him down the straight, and it looked like he would be out of contention, but he managed to pick himself up and rejoin the race, unbelievably, in 3rd place. Tommy Searle was on the charge as well, finding his way through traffic, passing the monster Yamahas of Gauthier Paul, but in 2 laps after he crashed, Hurlings was back in front of Roczen. Much to the delight of the crowd, I have to say. Tommy Searle found himself back in 3rd, but you just saw a flash of white there. That was Arnold Tonus. He crashed out of 3rd place, handing Searle another 3rd place victory. MX1, Tony Cairoli in the 2nd race ran too wide as he looked to take the whole shot in the early stages, but up front it was Rui Gonçalves on the factory Honda. Philip Arts was 2nd, Max Nagel was 3rd, with Steven Frossard, the new championship leader, in 4th, just ahead of de Sale, who got it wrong later on in the race, coming out of the left-hander to allow Tony Cairoli to move alongside and blast back past the Belgian. The Suzuki rider was a firm favourite before we came here, but then challenging for the lead, David Philipparts found a way to muscle aside the Portuguese rider, who lost 3 positions in that manoeuvre. Philipparts also made a mistake and found himself in 2nd position. So with Nagel up front, about 8 seconds clear, it was his teammate Tony Cairoli who got on the charge and found a way into 2nd. Frossard looked good in 4th position until a few laps to go and threw it away here. He eventually dropped to 5th. Tony Cairoli won the Grand Prix, Max Nagel won the race.